Okay, hello and good day to everyone that is currently tuning in here at Phoenix Holdings. Once again, this is going to be your host for today's AMA, CH, and as mentioned, we're going to be having yet another exciting AMA, this time with Meta Marketing DAO. And from the Meta Marketing DAO team, we got our very special guest, Tony. How are you doing, man?
Hi, hello everyone. This is Tony from Meta Marketing Dell. It's nice to be here at Phoenix Holdings. I heard this is a very professional community with great investors and players. So it's my pleasure to be here today.
Oh, thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, we try our best to
Mhm.
be a professional trading team. And as if you've been listening in to the conversations earlier, I'm not sure if how early you're in talking about the market and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
we specialize in talking about the markets and stuff, and the usual degen projects. And I'm glad that we finally have you here at Phoenix Holdings hosting your AMA. Okay, sorry about the chit chat. Yeah, so without
Mhm.
further ado, I think we can get started by making you introduce yourself. So, Tony, can you start off by like telling a little bit of something about yourself, like your experience in crypto, and how did you eventually end up to be creating this project?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Tony, and basically I've been starting trading cryptos since about 2019. And back then, I was just an investor like everyone else. Before I was in touch with the stock market, but then found out about cryptocurrency, so got in touch with it a little bit. Invested a bit in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then after that, started to got in touch with GameFi a little bit because I love to play games. So later on, developed a Chinese community with some friends, and after that, we found out that that's when I started to find out that in the Web3 world, a lot of the projects they required a proper marketing because it's really hard to find out the proper channel for them to push their projects forward. And it's just very different than, for example, for comparing with the traditional type of, gaming industry or other types of financial type of projects, for example, comparing to the Web3 DeFi projects. Because in the past, they could advertise it on TV or advertise it through IG, Instagram, Facebook, or other social medias, but it doesn't work like that in the Web3 world because usually these projects are they have smaller amount of budgets and very limited ones. So how to use their budget wisely on marketing and make sure they do find the right channel is relatively important. So that's when I started to have the idea of creating a DAO community that can actually matchmake the projects and the marketers. So one way that we can find the proper marketers that aren't really scammy marketers, they receive the money but don't provide the proper service, or their channels are probably filled with bots. On In the other hand, we want to find the projects that are actually worth promoting instead of those type of rug projects or false KYC or just any type of projects that's providing incorrect information. So I think that's why we eventually decided to develop the project of Meta Marketing DAO.
I mean, I totally agree with your point in meta marketing now. Marketing, not just in Web3, but in the degen space, especially um, in the BSC network, it's quite challenging and quite different to the traditional forms of marketing we use in real life. Like I've seen a lot of people who does real life marketing, trying marketing in the crypto space for the very first time, and it doesn't always work out at first. And you need to know a specific kind of knowledge if you're going to be marketing in the crypto space. And in this project, I'm assuming that that is your specialty, like focused marketing on the crypto space, Web3, as you mentioned.
Exactly, because
Hmm.
this is something that I've done in the past. Like I said, because I started as a GameFi player, and then I developed my own community with a lot of the Chinese members, and our community eventually grew up to a pretty strong community, more than tens of thousands of people. So we actually co-worked with a lot of projects, and um, during those marketing process, we did find out a lot of different ways because, as you know, Chinese are one of the biggest communities of the crypto world, and with that, needless to say, they have other channels to do marketing as well, comparing with the normal like type of marketing. Like usually, you would use Telegram and Discord for a Web3 project marketing, but for Chinese players and crypto users, they would use like WeChat or Weibo. That's just something else that we got in touch with and we find very special. So these are type of things that you like a lot of the foreign marketers they wouldn't be able to find out. So that's kind of like what we developed down the way, and these type of things is just like what you mentioned for real life or the traditional type of marketers. When they face the situation, it's really hard for them to try to cross from Web 2 to Web 3 world, because just when they're trying to make that transition, they, like, for instance, nowadays a lot of people are trying to start an NFT project, but for them to actually advertise their NFT and make it successful, it's just really difficult if they're using the traditional way, because that's not how it works in the crypto world. So yes, that's the whole purpose of us trying to build up Meta Marketing DAO project, because we had these type of experience. So we thought we want to utilize these experience and create a DAO organization, and actually use the DAO organization to give the proper marketing to the proper projects.
Okay, and yeah, I think I do have a couple more questions to be added, but I think it's better to have you to have this first, have a formal introduction to what meta marketing DAO is all about. Although you kind of touched a bit more about it earlier, but yeah, can you tell us what meta marketing DAO is mainly all about?
Okay, so let me do like a quick introduction about how meta marketing would actually work, like the meta marketing DAO mechanism. So basically, what we do is that we want to let DAO to work on its basic essence, of which is to let people to let the DAO community members decide everything. So basically, we will have the top 40 token stakers, which we will call the evangelists. They would be able to make the proposals on two type of things. And the first type is the marketers, and these marketers would be they would be able to propose what marketers are actually legit. That would actually be, let's say, they would actually be efficient and they would actually work during the Web3 marketing situations, no matter if it's a call channel, no matter if it's a community, or if it's any type of shilling type of marketers. Um, for instance, maybe like Phoenix Holdings, you're a great investment group, then our DAO members can propose the top 40 stakers. They would propose Phoenix Holdings as a marketer. So once they proposed, all of the DAO members who's holding our token will be able to make the vote and to decide whether or not Phoenix Holdings is eligible for this marketer position. And if it passes, then the Phoenix Holdings will be included in what we called a full marketing package service. So basically, this package service would include a group of marketers that passes the DAO community proposal. And once we find a project, which comes to the second part, the second part is the projects. So basically, it will be the same procedure. The 40 stakers, they would propose a project that they see and thinks that it's worth the marketing. And also the voters will vote out the project to see whether or not this project deserves to receive our marketing package. And if it passes, it will receive what I just mentioned earlier, the full package of the marketing service. So we will provide the marketing service and do their marketing for them for free. Well, not for free, but actually in return, the project team will have to provide a portion of their tokens to Meta Marketing DAO, and then we will use the portion of the tokens to buy back to our own tokens, and that would be the staking reward for our holders. So that's how Meta Marketing DAO will work in a what we call like a token econ cycle way.
Okay, so based on that, that means that your target audience will not only be marketing channels or community investor channels such as Phoenix Holdings, but also potential good projects that you plan to have as clients.
Right. So in a nutshell, like for the marketers, it would actually not only be our partners, but also be like our customers as well, because we would be paying the marketers once they're approved, and these payments would come from our treasury, because our treasury would have the fund itself, a share of funds that would pay to the marketers, that because marketers, of course, they still have to make a living, they still have their their costs that we need to hand it out, so this will still be paid to them. And like I said, where would this fee come from? A part is from what I just mentioned earlier, the tokens that the projects give to us, that would go straight into the treasury, and part would be the fee for to pay the marketers. Part would be the fee as the staking reward, and another part of the income that could help us cover the marketers would be our by the transaction tax, because we do have a 5% tax of our transaction that would go into the treasury, and that part would also cover both the marketer's fee and the staking reward. So basically, those two would cover the like what I mentioned, the cost for marketers and also the stake rewards.
Okay, and another thing that that I that got stuck in my mind is that you mentioned earlier on that the Chinese community is one of the major part of your community. So is it gonna be part of your marketers, like the Chinese marketing kind of stuff, not just the English speaking ones?
Yes, of course, because we do target Meta Marketing DAO as an international community and international DAO organization, because as we all know, Web3 world is not only English speaking countries. We still have, like, for example, Chinese speaking communities, we have Hindi speaking communities, we have Turkish speaking. For example, Southeast Asia is a big, huge market for GameFi communities. And personally, from my past experience, they have like at least a dozen of legit and qualified communities that can deliver proper marketing. So definitely, I would assume we would receive proposals for those marketers as well, from our community members. And I think definitely it would be marketers for our marketing package. It would be a huge international marketer package, and I think that would be the appealing point for the projects as well. They would know that they're not receiving only the English speaking marketing package, but more of an international package.
Oh, that's for sure. That's what a lot of marketers really missed out on. I mean, non-English speaking countries that provides a lot of tr- trading volume, I guess, in the crypto space in general. But people only focus on like the two parts of the world, which is like English speaking and like Chinese speaking investors. But they missed out about, as you mentioned, Southeast Asian, the Southeast Asian part of of the globe, where they're quite big in terms of especially P2E games. I think that's what they got famous for. I think Axie Infinity originated in Southeast Asia. I might be wrong with that, but it's definitely how it started. And I'm sure that a lot of other projects that are being slept on, investors in Southeast Asia. So yeah, being able to target multiple parts of the globe in terms of marketing is definitely not something we usually see in crypto marketing in general. So another question I'm going to be having is in regards to the sale tax, the taxes, or basically just the tokenomics itself, since you touched on that earlier. So can you tell us more about how the tokenomics of your native token works?
Yeah, so basically, what I mentioned, I'm gonna start with the tax part because since I brought it up earlier that we have a 5% tax that would go into the treasury as the stake reward and to cover the marketing fee. Basically, we have a 10% tax for both buy and sell, and besides that 5%, 2% would go straight into liquidity, and another 2% would be burned. And we have a burn token address that everyone can check. It's on our white paper as well. So that's another 2%. And we have a 1% that would go into our marketing fee. So that's just to cover the marketing expense. So it adds to a 10% total. And for our token distribution, we have 20 million in total supplies, and 45% goes to our pre-sale, which is 9 million, and 27% of it goes into the liquidity. So that in total takes about 72%. And let me see if I can just crop this so everyone can have a better look, because I think just by me saying it, kind of like
Yeah, it's better to have a visual outlook to it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So give me a sec. Um, okay, so here is our tokenomics that I've just posted in the group. I love it. I saw it. Someone saying, "Who's doing AMA in this bloody
Yeah,
market?"
I saw that.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
it takes a
I
lot of
mean,
balls to take it. Yeah, if you're really serious
yeah,
about the
yeah.
project, yeah, we're gonna do an AMA. I mean, crypto never
I
stops.
mean, exactly. Like I was doing another AMA yesterday, and honestly speaking, it was like one of the worst timing because like that's when like
Oh
everyone
man,
was focused
yeah,
on Luna, and
yeah,
although I saw like about 40 listeners, but I bet like none of them were actually listening to me. But like
can't blame them.
even
Yeah.
the host, yeah, I can't blame them. No, really, like I just got caught in a bad timing. So even the host asked me, like during these type of situations, like what are your um ideas, like what are your thoughts, are you going to postpone your projects or anything, what I'm saying, but like I said, for us, the may, perhaps a lot of project teams would consider postponing, but like I said, for us, what we want to do is actually push the Web3 world forward in the way we can. And for us, what we see is that projects are constantly coming out, and there's going to be bad projects and there's going to be quality projects as well. And also, these projects are going to need marketing no matter what happens, no matter if it's a bear market or a bull market. So in terms of that, we just we'll just focus on what we need to do.
I'm more impressed about you being able to still do an AMA, even with the markets going down. Because I remember when it was crashing yesterday, I was at class and I couldn't focus. I keep looking at a chart. So, yeah, to be able to focus on that, wow.
I mean, same here. Like I was kind of distracted myself as well, but for me, it's still very important to stay professional and to stay responsible to my project community, and for just to focus on what we're actually trying to deliver and trying to accomplish. That's very important for me. So, that's just what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, definitely. And given that your project is a service-oriented one, yeah, professionalism definitely plays a huge role to how you're gonna succeed with this project. So well done to that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, you posted
So
the
yeah,
yeah the tokenomics is here.
yeah. So let me come back to the tokenomics, and then we have like 13% that is the goes to the treasury and staking. So basically, that's like a starting pool for the treasury and staking as well. And we have a 5% for our marketing expense and 5% that goes to a team, and another 5% for future team and advisors. And most of these have a vesting period, which I can like it doesn't show here, but I can crop it out from our white paper. Um, yeah. So here I'm going to add another picture just to let everyone have a better idea. So uh, yeah, the reason why that the treasury has a portion of the pool is because that we wanted to let it have some way of a fund to begin with to be able to cover our initial marketing expense. I mean, not marketing, initial expense to pay to the marketers if the tax aren't able to, let's say, build the market, the treasury in time for first couple projects and the marketers package. So that's one of the reason. And another reason is because in our design, the treasury will actually distribute weekly dividend to the stakers, and that you might be wondering like how would we be able to do that? Like I mentioned, because one is because we have that trading tax thing going on, and another part is the project token buybacks. And in our design mechanism, you'll be able to see that the trading tax part for the distribution, that would actually be based on the tokens, the amount of tokens that the holders are staking. And that portion based on the total supply of the tokens. So that would be the reason why would the treasury would be able to be deliver out dividend every week, because treasury actually holds a large portion of tokens. So the treasury receives a large portion of the tax trading tax. So that gives treasury enough fund to deliver out the dividends weekly.
Yeah, it's good to have various sources of income within the project to keep the project afloat, especially when times are tough like this within the market. So yeah, it's good to have that sort of backup mechanism, I guess, to stabilize the value of tokens. And yeah, I might be kind of rushing things, but we might be getting close to answering the community questions. I just have one thing to ask in regards to the pre-sale. And did you have any private sale or any sort?
No, no, we did not have any
Hmm.
type of private sale or seed rounds or any type of rounds, because we did think about doing it at first, but then I told the team that we're doing a DAO project, and the main purpose of doing a DAO project is that it should be a community involved thing. So we decided to not do a private sale because we wanted to lead it all to the community investors and the community members that are willing to participate and build the meta marketing DAO together, and just to build it as a whole. So no, we do not have any pre-sale. I mean, private sales.
Okay, that's great. And in regards to the pre-sale, when do you plan to have the pre-sale? And can you give us some details about the pre-sale, like hard cap, maximum buy, those kind of stuff?
Right. So the pre-sale would actually start on May the 16th, and it will be at 2 p.m. UTC time. And we're actually doing a fair launch, and doing a fair launch for 3 days, which it would end at May 19th, 2 p.m. So basically, the soft cap would be 300 BNB, and given that BNB has been taking a huge hit in the past couple of days, we do hope that people will be more willing to participate in the pre-sale, but uh, that still depends on the market situation. So I guess we'll have to see about that. And we are trying to let people know about what our project is really about, because we understand it's type of kind of a unique time. And also from our perspective, it's kind of like the first type of DAO that's out here in the market, what we're providing here. So it's not to mention DAO itself, it's kind of hard for people to understand already, and especially when people are more involved with GameFi and DeFi and NFTs. So we're still trying to spread the words out there, let people know what we're actually doing, and we're not promising crazy APYs like a lot of the investment DAO projects or finance DAO projects out there, because it's just not sustainable. And if you've been in the crypto world long enough, and you've seen what happened in the past couple of days, it's just not real. It's surreal. So, like I said, we can't give you actual APYs because depending on the tax, the trading volume, and depending on what the project team negos with us and provides the token share with us, and that we will announce to the DAO community. So that's more realistic. But we do
Y-
promise you, with a certain amount of trading volume, you will receive a certain amount of um, BNBs when you're holding a certain amount of token, and that's on our white paper, which everyone can see.
Yeah, I mean, totally agree with that. A lot of projects has been using an extremely crazy amount of APY percentage to, they thought that the higher the APY, the more people would be enticed to invest in it. And
I
I
know
mean,
it's
personally, for
crazy.
me, yes, exactly. For me, I would say it might be a red flag because the higher the APY, as you mentioned, the higher the risk and the higher the difficulty of maintaining the price of having such crazy amounts of APY. And I'm glad you're being transparent and just being real. Like those kind of APYs is not sustainable, and you're not promising any higher returns in terms of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, if you think about it, like what type of projects can actually promise you like 1,800,000 APYs, or it's just surreal. So
Yeah.
we're not doing that. That type of thing especially like if you go on like a pink sale platform launchpad, you see that those type of things going on in the past couple of weeks, and you're just thinking like, why do these things even happen like every week? But that's what we're trying to point out here. We're not those type of projects. We can't promise you crazy APY, so we're just going to be very transparent and straight with our investors and communities.
And I think you're doing the right thing with that. I mean, you don't even need to focus on the API. You have a utility, an actual useful utility, I would say. So you just focus on that, and then if there's going to be an percentage in APY, that's just going to be a bonus for the holders. But the main product, which is providing marketing, is definitely what you should be focusing on.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, if you think about like sustainable projects and sustainable launch pads or platforms like DAOmaker or Pink Sale, or even like Unicrypt, the thing that when it comes down to the end of the day, it's all about sustainability and credibility, and that's what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build something that could sustain, that could work, and could last longer. That could help the Web3 world in a whole. So that's what we're more focused on, and that's what we're trying to educate, or I wouldn't say educate, more like letting our community understand what we're trying to do here. So it's more like uh, what I said in the beginning on trying to spread out the actual DAO essence, which is if you contribute to the DAO community, you will definitely get reward. But it's not that, we don't promise you crazy rewards, and you will definitely have the right to decide the projects of the proposals, and you'll definitely have the right to vote and be a part of something that you think might be doing something great, or you think that you truly believe in. So that's what we're just trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sorry to hear things, but I think it's just about time for us to ask the community for some questions. You ready for that?
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay, guys. So as always, within the community questions round, if you wanted to ask a question, please raise your hands up in the VC. And again, if you're not able to speak in the VC, just ask your questions over the main chat. But priority goes to the VC questions. So let's get the first question now for Ray. Okay, you're allowed to speak. Please ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello, Ray. Yeah, you're allowed to speak. We can hear you. Please ask your question.
Okay, so hi Tony. I would like to ask a question about what you said that you get a percentage of the tokens that of the coin that's gonna launch or something. How are you going to give them how are you going to get their trust that you will be managing those tokens wisely? Is there gonna be like a vesting period, or are you do you have some different kind of mechanism towards it?
Yes, we do have a vesting period. So I think I said I was going to paste it here. And I did, which I did here. Let me point it out again. Here's the vesting period. So we do have the vesting period, and we will be placing out every single address for, let's say, for the treasury and for our marketing wallet to make sure it's more transparent to the DAO community. But nevertheless, as much as we understand at the moment that we as much as we wish that the DAO community is decentralized, but at the moment it's still somewhat involved a little bit of centralism. So that part is for example, for the treasury to distribute or to pay the marketers. That part we still have to do it manually. So which is why we can only give out the address for the those wallets that we can show you it's actually the treasury wallet, because we still need to pay our marketers like in a manual way. So that part is inevitable. So but we'll be as transparent to the DAO community as possible. So that's the best we could do at the moment until we find a better solution. So and as you can see, we do have vesting periods, and Treasury is just trying way to cover the initial expense and to have a better way to cover our expense, not only to the marketers but also to have a more stable reward pool for our stakers.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you so much for the question, Ray. And we have a question here over the main chat by Snake Eyes. On your
Mhm.
website, in the document, it says that the community can vote through influencers. Then my question is whether the voice of the community will really be conveyed by the influencer. For example, if the influencer forgets or doesn't say what the community suggests, what will DAO meta marketing do?
That's actually a really good question. So if that's the case, then let's say the top 40 stakers, which are the evangelists, they are they have the right to propose the what we call is a like a untrustable what's that word? I forget my English. Like I think there's like a special term for that, which when the marketers are not trustworthy, or their actions are not being like not doing what they're supposed to do, then like anonymous or something. But yes, they can propose something like that, and the community will be able to vote the marketer out of the package. So that is another right. And a lot of people might ask, so how often do the 40 top stakers rotate? So we will rotate them weekly based on their token stakings. So basically, every week, the evangelist might change. And another thing is the top 40 stakers won't be able to have the right to vote, because that is just a way that the system is designed to avoid the manipulation of the voting results and the proposal results. because we do vote, like the votes does count by how many tokens that you stake, like in a way. So it's a way of the mechanism is designed that the votes won't be manipulated.
Okay, wonderfully answered. And I'm gonna skip on to the next question. Brody, you're allowed to speak. Please ask your question. Brody? Brody.
Eh? Hello, hello.
Hello? Hello, Brody. Yeah, you're allowed to speak. Please ask your question.
Yeah, for most people, the main focus of any crypto community is on the price of the.
No, wait a minute, Brody. I
Yeah,
think your mic is kind of muffled. Can you please fix your mic?
Yeah,
Okay, Brody, please speak again.
or for most people, the main focus
Okay.
of any crypto community is on the price of the token.
Brody, you okay? Brody, what happened? Okay, let's get another question, I guess.
yeah.
Oh man, let's get another one. Okay, let's go with UMB. You're allowed to speak, UMB. Hello.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Can you hear
Of
me?
course, man. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, great. I really have a nice project. I was commenting for that first. Yeah, my question. um, nowadays NFT is hot trending. So my question is, do you have any plans about NFT? If yes, can you tell us some plans of your project in NFT and what is your main focus right now? And what are your top priorities towards the end of 2022 and the end of 2023? Did you get my question?
Okay. I've heard this question a lot, so I I'm not going to make any comment of regarding to the question itself, but I am going to answer the question if you know what I mean. So yes, regarding to the NFTs, we're not going to have any NFT plans at the moment. I do know some DAO communities will come up with their own NFTs for like exclusive members to enter like a private chat group. But for us, we want the community to be as transparent and as accessible for everyone as possible. So at the moment, we do not have a plan for minting our NFTs, our own NFTs, because we just don't see the need for that right now. But in the future, it's a DAO community. So if we have any members like evangelists, they proposed a type of idea that could actually be combined with the DAO project or with the DAO in a perfect way, then perhaps it's something that the community members can vote through. So only by that circumstances we would consider um, publishing our own NFT. So that would be the only situation. And regarding to our plans this year, I would say that first of all, it is to deploy the project successfully, and another thing is to, like I said, we'll group up a well trustworthy international group of marketers, and we will be selecting out legitimate projects based on our community's proposals, and hopefully we will be recognized as a as a DAO, as a marketing type of service style that people will start to know that these type of DAO actually exists and is legitimate. And when people think about projects, marketings, they would think of Meta Marketing DAO to come to. So this would be our priority for 2022.
Okay,
Yeah,
UMB.
great answer. I have another question. Can I ask my other question?
Okay, yeah, you can ask one more question.
Oh, yeah. My other question is, what major partnership does the project intend to use, or how does the project, how does the project brings in products of the average customer, especially non-crypto users? Did you get that?
Right. Yes. I get what you're trying to ask. So I think that's another point of our project is to, like you said, there's a lot of people out there, and to how to attract the users that are non crypto users right now is another point because I think that's a thing that some of the projects that's been successful in the past, let's say, couple of months, um, that's what they've accomplished by having a unique selling point of their own. Like for instance, like Stefan, they came up with something that could actually attract their users for like using move to earn type of mechanism. And for us, what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide marketing as a service, and I think this is also a way to attract users from outside of crypto world because from what we've known, or at least from our market, which is our main focus market, which is Asian market, we see a lot of people that are not in the crypto world that they are eager to come into the crypto world just because of what's happening in the past year. The social media and the traditional media, they're all talking about NFTs. They're talking about GameFi. So that makes a lot of the traditional game developers and mobile game developers, them trying to come into the blockchain world. And for them, when they trying to come in and they still try to market in their own way. And when they find that, this is not how it works, they will, I hope like for them, they would have the idea of coming to meta marketing down, and that would be our goal. So for us, those are the people we will also be pushing our DAO community to, let them know that hey, there's this type of service, marketing service DAO out here that can help you, and you can come to us. If you come into this crypto world, you have no experience at all at marketing. We're a trustworthy marketing DAO type of organization. We have a group of really trustworthy marketers, and you can see it from our DAO community, past experience, and everything. So that's what we're trying to accomplish, and that's how we can actually bring people outside of the crypto world to come in.
Yeah, that was really a great answer. I appreciate. Thanks once again for the opportunity, CJ.
No problem.
Best of luck to your project.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Okay, I guess we have time for one last question before we wrap up. Another question from Snake Eyes. Besides the conventional mainstream marketing strategy, marketing strategies mainly used by crypto projects, will you consider deploying the unconventional mainstream marketing strategy and offline marketing strategies to promote your project to crypto and non-crypto user-based audience?
Yes, that's actually another really good question because, like I said, we are very familiar with the Web3 type of marketing concepts and ways already. And however, like I mentioned, there is actually other ways of what we do for the marketing type of strategies. So one way, of course, is what we call the word of mouth, and what we call type of for Web3 world, what we call is more like soft shilling. So that's one of the things that we would do. And another way is more like an offline event. And this part, I know some of the U.S. markets use that as well, but nowadays it's very popular in the Chinese market actually because um, I don't know if everyone is familiar with it, but they do actually host a small offline events, and they have special experts who does that, and we do have connections with Chinese marketers regarding to that as well. So that's something that we would be doing as well, and we've already been starting to do. So yes, we do have like what's so called the unconventional baseball marketing strategy, and like we're deploying them, and it just needs a little time to brew. And once we have like a well-developed project start and running, I think it will spread out like a virus. I don't know if that's a good like metaphor at the moment, but it would actually work out well.
Okay, wonderfully answered. And unfortunately for the people who are not able to ask their questions here, we're running short on time. So for those questions that you still have, please feel free to join Meta Marketing DAO on their Telegram group. And I'm sure that Tony and the rest of his team will be more than happy to answer all of your questions in regards to his project.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
So definitely feel free to join our Telegram, and we'll our admins and mods will be there to answer your questions.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I guess it's just about time for us to start wrapping up this AMA. So with that being said, can you give us a summary or even just a short summary and what Meta Marketing DAO is all about and why people should be investing in it?
Yeah, so I think like I said in a nutshell, Meta Marketing DAO is more about what we're trying to do is to help like our vision is trying to help Web3 in its fundamentals, which is to help the projects and to find the right marketing channels, and another way also to help the marketers promote the legitimate project. And I think this would be a win-win for both the marketers, the channels, and also for the investors as well. So this is what we started the project with, and this is what we're trying to accomplish as well. And for our investors, like we want to bring out the idea that how Endowit should actually work, and instead of giving the investors an idea of if you invest in so-called a DAO, you get like lucrative rewards. But instead, we want the DAO members to actually participate in the DAO and be more involved, which is what when everyone talks about DAO, they all seem like you have an idea, but you don't really actually know how it works. But we want to actually make that a more more reliable and more workable thing. So that's what Meta Marketing DAO is trying to accomplish, and I think that's what we've been telling our communities, and we've been telling the people that's been interested, looking around, and hopefully might be able to join and come along the ride with us. So that I think that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully everyone would be interested in taking a look and hop on board.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So don't forget to join Meta Marketing DAO and their Telegram group. And one of the key features that I saw in your project, as a DAO project in general, is that you don't promise high APYs, which a lot of people would think that it's not a good thing to have high APYs. But considering that this is a utility-based project, Marketing DAO, it's actually a good thing that they're focusing on the utility itself, not on the returns. Insane marketing promise returns that is hard to what do you call this? Keep afloat or basically be sustainable. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, that's basically what I saw. That's quite unique as a DAO project.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I think exactly like what you said. We focus more on the utility. We focus on the sustainability. And we're actually trying to build something that will work in the long terms. And I think for our vision and what we're trying to accomplish is to help the Web3 world in a whole. So I know it
Yeah.
might sound a little bit cliche, but for real, it's what we're really trying to do.
And lastly, I would like to remind everyone that their pre-sale is going to be a Fair Lunch pre-sale that's going to be happening on Monday. Is that correct? 16th? Yeah, on the 16th at 2 p.m.
Yes, correct.
UTC. Mhm. Okay, guys. So yeah, again, I'm going to remind you once again, join them on their Telegram group so you can have the latest news, because they're also taking into consideration and how the market conditions are in regards to their launch, I'm guessing. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. So Tony, thank you so much for choosing Phoenix Holdings to host you on your AMA, and I really do hope the best of luck to your project.
Yes, thank you very much for having me here. It's been a pleasure, and thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, have a nice day. Good night to everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.